we recently caught up with Romain from IOG.
Let's get into it.
So we had the privilege of having an interview with Romain from IOG, the Chief Technology Officer, and we talked everything Cardano, and it was fantastic. So we're going to actually share most of that interview with you guys today. So if you do find this video useful and informative, hit that like button. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you'd like to stay up to date with everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto, then why not consider subscribing to the channel? By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything we do here. It is free, you'll stay well informed, so why not? And Chris, is there anything else you would like to add before we just jump straight over to the interview with Romain and get talk everything Cardano?
Yeah, just let us know what you think of the interview. Really interested to get everybody's feedback.
Fantastic. Right, let's get on into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I guess the first question is, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself? One of the things that people might be interested in is, how you got into crypto, that sort of thing.
Yes. So in the past, I founded three technology startups. I've been both CEO and CTO in those startups, and I built applications for enterprise, from augmented reality apps to real-time telemedicine applications. So I had a very diverse experience in the past. For the little story, I built games like Pokemon Go about 10 years before Nintendo launched it. Because I was working after my PhD with research labs specialized in distributed computing. So we created a lot of games like this in museums, etc. And I joined a telemedicine startup when I settled in the US, and we were looking at how to use blockchain in order to record the interaction that you have between a patient and a doctor. And it's in that occasion, it was in 2016 that I got the blockchain virus, basically. I had a hard time understanding what it was at first, because when you come to that market, you have 100 of new keywords to learn. Proof of work, proof of stake, what is a block, consensus, etc. And I then specialized in this area because a blockchain is a distributed system, so it was a natural fit for me. And I started working with enterprise customer, an international bank in particular, to build solutions for them to integrate the public blockchain. So I've been focusing on how to leverage public blockchains in the enterprise context. I built several layers of blockchain technologies, and I mean, when IOHK contacted me, it was more than a year ago now. I jumped on it because I knew the potential of the team, the quality of the research behind the projects, and I mean, I dropped everything I was working on to join the team.
Yeah, definitely a good decision, I have to say. They're moving mountains, you guys are, aren't you? Here it's over at IOG and all that kind of stuff. It's fantastic stuff going on.
Yeah, it's an impressive team first, with a visionary Charles leading it. So I'm blessed to be part of the team, for sure.
Fantastic. So can you tell us a little bit about your role at Cardano and what your kind of day-to-day looks like?
Okay, so my role at IOHK, which develops Cardano blockchain, but not only, and we have several products at 𝗕𝗪𝗀𝗰𝗍 for identity. We have we also work on ETC, etc., and projects with the enterprise and government agencies. My role is to first supervise what we call the delivery engineering. So basically, we have a team of about 150 engineers working on Cardano mainly, and our role is to define the milestones and release the different version of the protocol. Last year, we released four versions of the protocol, from Byron reboot to 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗚, which was decentralizing the block production. The Allegra and Mari hard forks, which brought the native tokens protocol, and we are currently working on the smart contract layer. So my daily job is to supervise the engineering, but also to give insights to the CEO and the other divisions about what are the technical trends in general in our market or industry, of the crypto industry, but not only, looking at other areas in computing in general, quantum computing, machine learning, and all those new trends to refine our strategy basically for the next coming years.
Fantastic.
Super. And I guess we have a lot of people that are new to crypto that watch the show. So I guess one of the questions would be, could you explain what Cardano is, and what sets Cardano apart from other blockchains? I guess is another question that people will be really interested to get insight on.
Yeah. So maybe we can start with the definition of blockchain, or my definition of blockchain. It's not a simple concept to understand. So I think it's important to start with that. So to me, a blockchain is a trust platform. So you are relying on the platform itself to trust services or people you are interacting with. And you can trust it because it's based on very advanced cryptography. So you have the name cryptocurrencies, right? And so it's a trust platform that the internet needs in general, because the internet connects people, but you need to authenticate people also, data and services. And so blockchain is a very good platform for this. Then you have many blockchain protocols implemented by different entities. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, or blockchain protocol, and many others. What's actually differentiating those technologies is the way they organize the network. So basically, you have to authenticate people and agree that those people are authenticated. So you have what we call a consensus protocol to take decision that this is the truth, basically. This happened in the system. This is a user that exists in the system. This is an asset that is legit. And in order to take to form that global state, you need to take to be in agreement between the different participants of the system. So a blockchain is constituted by nodes run by people, basically, and companies. In order for them to take a decision, there are several different protocols. So proof of work, Bitcoin. So in order to determine the truth, you are going to give and elect one particular node by solving a puzzle. So the fastest who solves the puzzle, the mathematical puzzle, will have the right to propose a block of transaction formed by users and creating and distributing assets. In Cardano, we use proof of stake. Why? Because Bitcoin proof of work is very energy consuming, right? The current estimate, I think, of Bitcoin energy consumption is if you are totaling the energy consumption, it's forming the 30-second country equivalent in terms of energy consumption. So that gives you how much energy Bitcoin consumes. And in the future, it's going to continue increasing because there's a competition to go to go faster in solving the puzzle, right? So people are coming up with new systems like ASICs, miners, etc., to find a solution as quickly as possible to beat the competition, right? And so it will keep increasing because of the adoption and because there's a race for energy for performance, let's say. In Cardano, proof of stake, you rely on people vetted interest in the system. So when those who have the right to propose a block are the ones who are holding assets from crypto assets from the blockchain. So in Cardano, it's ADA. So in order to have a chance and augment your chance to be selected as a block proposer, you have to hold ADA. So you have to buy ADA and maintain and keep that ADA to augment your chance of being selected. So we don't rely on energy consumption. We rely on vetted interest, because people who have an interest in the platform will behave accordingly to the platform. They don't want to destroy their assets, right? So that's what make Cardano very less energy consuming than Bitcoin.
Fantastic. So let's talk a little bit maybe around the roadmap. So what is on the roadmap currently, and what can we expect to have achieve in 2021?
The main aspect that everyone is waiting for is smart contract support. So this is the next Alonso release. So basically, we'll be able on Cardano to develop and implement DeFi, decentralized finance applications, smart contract in general, so people can develop services that are running on-chain. That's the main feature coming. Also, we keep decentralizing the network. So we will launch features that are helping the system to be more robust, basically, and more diverse. And we have a track of decentralized governance through the Catalyst project that you might have heard about, where the community itself is funding projects that are basically bringing new products or new features to the system. So we have a decentralized governance track where we are basically empowering the community to lead and govern the blockchain.
Fantastic. I have to say, yeah, it's definitely looking like an exciting 2021. Smart contracts are definitely one of the up and coming or most demanded, I guess. It's been a long time, and a lot of people are excited about that. So what I guess the next question that comes in here is, what excites you most about Cardano?
Okay, so I presented proof of stake, but what makes Cardano different than other proof of stake blockchain? And that's the research first approach, basically. When you build a blockchain, you basically build an open financial system for people to transact on. And this system must be the most robust possible. You can't run the financial transaction on a system that is unstable, right? So the approach of Charles and the team was to start from research, fundamental research, how you can prove that your consensus is mathematically secure, and then use what we call formal verification, which actually take the paper, verify that we are going to implement exactly the paper, and that the implementation is robust. So without major issues in the specification of the protocol. And with this approach, you obtain a very robust system. So that's our principal advantage in the ecosystem. We are built for the long term, and we aren't going to decide to switch from proof of work to proof of stake like Ethereum did. And we have a vision for decades, where we will improve the original consensus or Ouroboros iteratively. And we launched last year Ouroboros Praos, and there will be Ouroboros Genesis, Chronos, etc., etc. Improving the original protocol that is secure.
Fantastic. This is something that we talk quite a bit about on YouTube. It's around taking that time to really do the research first, rather than potentially rushing a project to market. And we do stress the importance of that on the channel quite a bit. It's good that you bring it up there. So, Chris, do you want to go to the next question?
Yeah, so I was going to say, is the research side of things really what sets Cardano apart from other blockchains, or is there other things that sort of make up, something that sets it apart as a project?
I would say behind a product, you always have the technological aspect, or so research, for example. You have the team who is actually developing it, and 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘𝗥𝗦 has a very impressive team with talented people and really amazing people. In research, in engineering, in product, in all divisions, and we have a great leader, right? We have Charles. So the vision of a product is also important, and we have a visionary in the company. Charles has a track record in blockchain, and he has a plan for Cardano for decades. And it's a very clear strategy. So he rolled out a vision for 5 to 10 years. The different version that we are releasing, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗥𝗦, Voltaire, etc. All those steps are very well thought out. And then we have the ecosystem, and with the previous version 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗦, we started to form a community of stake pools operators. And now we have a community of people who are innovating on the platform through 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗡, through Voltaire. And the community is self-organized or self-organizing currently. And I think that's what set Cardano in the right place, in the right track, to become a major player. We are already a major player of this ecosystem, but we'll keep building. We have a great community. So to summarize, the research, the team, the leader, and the community.
Absolutely. I mean, I was going to say the strategy that you briefly mentioned there is something that I kind of picked up on quite a while back. It definitely feels like it's been laid out in a very specific way, and the things that you're doing makes a lot of logical sense. It's very much well thought out. So I have to say that it definitely looks pretty good from my perspective anyway.
Yeah, and I guess the next question that we had was just, where do you see Cardano in 5 years' time? Obviously, we talked a little bit through the roadmap there, and the being set up for decades. But where do you see Cardano in 5 years?
So our goal is to give an economic identity to people worldwide. I think blockchain and Cardano has a chance to empower people wherever they live. And that's the reason why we have particular strategies everywhere, including in Africa, where we have a lot of projects, but in Eastern Europe as well. And adoption is key for blockchain to succeed. So in 5 years, we will have several hundred millions of users. Our objective is to reach a billion users, so it's pretty ambitious in the long term. We'll definitely be on that path on adoption to build an open financial operating system and remove the barriers to entry. You know, when you are in certain countries, it's difficult to access to opportunities and to even have your records. You know, there's an example for I'm French, obviously. So when I moved to the US, I lost my entire banking history because it's not recognized in the US, right? And you don't have a standard to transfer your history. So I was a newborn here when I settled at 35 years old. So having your profile, your credentials on chain, on a blockchain helps you move across the world and reach opportunities. You don't need to go through the same difficulties that we had in the past, changing from one ecosystem to another without standards.
Yeah, for me, that's one of the big things that stands out about Cardano is, you know, the good that's going to come from this project around the world. I think it's just going to be phenomenal, particularly in, you know, Africa and other parts of the world. So yeah, it's one of the things that drew me to Cardano as a project for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely about
And
inclusion.
Yeah, exactly. And I would look at adoption as a metric to select a blockchain. Adoption not in terms of number of transactions, etc. Adoption looking at who is going to select the different blockchain. And I think we have a great commercial team and surely good deals incoming. And that's a criteria people should look at also. The tech, the team, the project, the vision, and the actual adoption rate. And the more the enterprise will adopt blockchain, the more people will be able to connect.
Fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's good.
So one of the other things, I guess, just from me is obviously we've seen, at least we follow quite a bit the SingularityNET as well, right? And obviously some fantastic things going on with them moving from Ethereum over to Cardano ecosystem. And I can see, like, naturally the synergy between, you know, that move and how that can obviously benefit SingularityNET with the superior technology from Cardano. But I am curious to know what, you know, if anything, you Cardano will be, you know, potentially pulling and leveraging from SingularityNET.
So Singularity, what are they working on? They work on AI. So basically, a marketplace for applications that are implementing artificial intelligence. A blockchain hosts data and services, so it makes sense to have artificial intelligence connected to a blockchain to process what's happening on the blockchain. And so I think that's the context of our partnership with Singularity. They decided to issue AGI, their token, on Cardano through the native token, native asset protocol, and that we launched in February with the 𝗕𝗪 release. So that's the first step to connect the two ecosystems together. You give you know, the credential for the Singularity net user to be on Cardano and then interact with the Cardano community. And then we can build Oracle for data based on AI. We can even have projection of having smart contracts that are connected directly with AI technology, run by the SPOs, stake pool operators, for example. There are great innovation that can come from this partnership. It's very different industries, AI and blockchain. And together, it makes sense. You can rely on secure and authenticate data, which is...
It's definitely a very exciting time. Definitely.
Definitely.
So, Chris, have you got anything else you wanted to ask, or maybe we should hand over and see if there's anything maybe you would like to kind of talk to the audience about?
Yeah, nothing from me. So is there anything, Romain, that you would like to sort of talk through that we perhaps haven't covered that you think's really exciting that the viewers might want to know?
Yes, I think what's very important is that we don't believe, and I don't believe there will be one blockchain to rule them all. I think the ecosystem needs to collaborate, because our goal is not to fight against the ecosystem, against each other, but to convince the world that blockchain is the right medium of trust. And we should put way more energy to convince the enterprise and the governments to build on blockchain than trying to say, oh, we have the best X, and because it's within our existing crypto industry, and we have to enlarge this industry, and that goes through adoption. And in order to grow the community, we need to merge communities. We need to link Ethereum community with Cardano community, with Bitcoin community, right? Because those people are connected to particular sub-networks. If you want to build a worldwide network, you need to connect ecosystems, like we did with the internet. Originally it was only intranets, and then separated, and then we connected the intranets that was called extranet, and then we connected the extranet to build the internet that we all use even today for that video conferencing. So for me, that's essential for the industry to change a bit and realize that we are more partners than competitors.
Yeah, and that's one thing that really aligns with what we sort of talk about quite a lot on the show. We often say, particularly in like live streams, that there's going to be many winners in this space. And you're right. We talk about it regularly, that we think, lots of bridging and stuff like that is really important. And yeah, there should be less, what do they call it, Nick? Where we tribalism, I think they call it. In the space, it's difficult to get sort of mainstream adoption from people, like if you've got the tribalism in the space. So I completely agree from an investor's point of view, as well as from sort of the project side of things, for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly why we joined the Hyperledger consortium. That's the reason why we announced several partnerships with 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪 blockchain, which is a proof of work blockchain based on the same 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪 model. We have a very particular model inherited from Bitcoin, while Ethereum is on the account model, and those two models have pros and cons. And our big pros is scalability, because through the 𝗕𝗪𝗪𝗪 model, you can shard things way simpler than in the model in the other model, the account model. And building synergy and staying open will foster innovation. You can't innovate if you stay closed.
Yeah.
So we have to open up, for sure.
Definitely, completely aligned with that. Yeah.
And that was Romain from IOG, the CTO. Fantastic to have him join us for half an hour of his time. Fantastic to talk everything Cardano. And we have to obviously say thanks to Frank as well, Chris.
Yeah, we have to say thanks to Frank for helping us arrange the interview. And we have linked his cooking channel in the description of the video. So do check that out. It's a great channel.
Fantastic. Hopefully, guys, you found that interview useful, informative, maybe even entertaining at times. If so, then definitely do go ahead and hit that like button for us. We both really do appreciate it. And of course, if you happen to be new to the channel and you'd like to stay up to date with everything we do here, then why not consider subscribing? By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with everything we do here at Cheeky Crypto. It is free. You'll stay well informed. So why not? And with all of that said and done and out of the way, we hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.